On June 14, 2024, at exactly 3:17 a.m., radar operators at a remote Arctic research station picked up an unidentified signal. A large vessel drifting toward the coast slowly, silently. No crew, no lights, no identification. The ship looked decades old, covered in ice, yet strangely intact. When rescue teams boarded it hours later, they made a discovery that would terrify historians, scientists, and governments. The crew on board was alive, disoriented, confused, and the strangest part, they swore only one day had passed since they set sail. But that was impossible because the ship had been missing for 70 years. This is the true story of the Orpheus Expedition, the voyage that vanished, and the curse that brought it back. The year was 1954, the Cold War was new, and the world was hungry for secrets hidden beneath the Arctic ice. Captain Elias Ward, age 39, was chosen to lead an international scientific mission funded quietly by several governments. The purpose? To investigate a series of strange magnetic anomalies detected deep within the uncharted ice fields north of Greenland. But the rumors inside military circles said something else entirely. A singularity had been detected, a place where compasses spun freely, where radio signals died, where planes went missing. Some believed it was a natural phenomenon, others believed it was a doorway. The crew of the Orpheus consisted of Captain Elias Ward, stoic, brilliant, respected, Dr. Helena Marlowe, physicist studying magnetic anomalies Jonah Pike, radio operator Sergei Volkov, geologist Marco Leone, engineer, and 18 additional crew members. On September 2, 1954, the Orpheus left port. It would not be seen again for 70 years. 2 weeks into the journey, as the ship approached the anomaly zone, radio operator Jonah Pike recorded the final transmission ever heard from the Orpheus, the ice. It's glowing. Captain, something's rising beneath us. A bone-shaking hum filled the speakers. Is anyone receiving this? There is a structure. No, not a structure, a static. A scream, a bright, piercing tone. And then, we are ascending. After that, silence. Search teams found nothing. No debris, no bodies, no answers. The Orpheus became another ghost story swallowed by the ice. At dawn, rescue crews boarded the drifting vessel. Its hull was covered with frost at least 30 years thick, yet the wood underneath was perfectly preserved. No rot, no cracks. Inside, lanterns still burned. Warm meals sat untouched. Beds were made, maps were open. As if the crew had walked away minutes before, then the rescuers found the survivors. All 23 of them, alive, breathing, healthy. Captain Ward stepped forward and spoke the first words. Who are you? You're not the Arctic Patrol. Where is command? Why is everything different? The rescuers stared at him in shock. His face was smooth, unwrinkled, young. He was exactly as he looked in 1954. When they told him the truth that 70 years had passed, Ward laughed. But his laughter slowly died as he saw their modern equipment, their clothing, their expressions. Only then did he whisper, "How? How long were we gone?" The world never learned about the Orpheus, not officially. The survivors were immediately taken to a classified facility for medical testing. The crew insisted they had only lived through one single night of strange events, a blinding column of pale light rising from beneath the ice's circular opening forming on the ocean surface. A sensation of weightlessness, voices whispering in languages no one had ever heard, a second sky, a shimmering dome of stars beneath the water, a structure emerging, massive and metallic, and then darkness. When they awoke, the ship was drifting and the ice field was gone. The anomaly had vanished. Every member of the crew remembered it the same way, perfectly, identically, unnaturally consistently. Governments had only one question: where had the Orpheus been for 70 years? Among the ship's belongings was a notebook written by Dr. Helena Marlowe. Every page was untouched except for one entry, dated September 14th, 1950 for time. Unknown, her handwriting was frantic. We are not in our world anymore. The ocean around us is distilled. The stars are wrong, they do not move. There is a structure beneath us. A perfect sphere, thousands of meters wide. It is alive. It watches us. This place, it bends time. We could drift here forever. The crew hears voices. They speak in their own languages. They speak to each of us differently. Captain Ward believes we have entered a temporal pocket, a fold, a trap, I think. We were brought here. It wants something from us. The final sentence was written 3 times. Time flows differently here, one by one. The survivors were questioned. Every answer was identical. They entered a column of white-blue light. They felt a pulling sensation. They were transported to a place they described as a sea suspended in space, or an endless mirrored ocean. Dr. Marlowe described it as an inverted horizon, a world folded inside itself. All 23 survivors reported the same details. No hunger, no fatigue, no wind or waves, a constant low frequency, a presence watching them, a feeling of being studied. One crewman, Leon Garvey, said, "Hours passed, then days, but somehow it was still the same moment." Captain Ward added, "It wasn't nature, it was intelligence." The crew spoke of a massive orb beneath the ice, an object bigger than any ship ever built. Metallic, smooth, perfect. Sometimes it glowed. Sometimes it moved. Sometimes it seemed to breathe. And every time the orb shifted, the crew heard faint whispers echoing through the ship. Jonah Pike, the radio operator, described it as like someone tuning a cosmic radio, searching through people's memories. Dr. Marlowe wrote, "It communicated by altering time. Moments would repeat. Shadows moved ahead of us. We saw each other walking before we actually moved. Reality warped like ripples in water. It was measuring us. The last thing they remembered before blacking out was the orb opening. Like an eye, scientists believed the crew had entered a region of distorted time, 1 hour inside, 3 years outside, which meant 1 day, 72 years. Their story fit the math. But the question remained, what created the time bubble? A natural phenomenon, an alien artifact, a portal, a trap, a message. Governments refused to release any information. But then something happened they could not stop. The crew began aging. In the first week after their return, nothing changed. But on the 8th day, Sergei Volkov, who had looked 34 when found, suddenly showed signs of rapid aging. His hair grayed, his skin sagged, he felt weak. Within 12 hours, he looked 50. By the next morning, he was 68, the exact age he should have been if time had passed normally. One by one, the others began to age rapidly. Days turned them into decades. The crew begged for answers. Doctors could give none. By the end of 2 weeks, the majority were bedridden, bodies catching up with the years they had skipped. On the 15th day, one of them died. Then another, and another. The Orpheus crew was being reclaimed by time. Except for 2 people, Dr. Helena Marlowe and Captain Elias Ward. On the 18th day, Dr. Marlowe requested one last interview. Her eyes glowed faintly blue. She whispered, "It didn't send us back by accident. The orb, the presence. It learned from us. It used us. And now it knows how to cross over. It marked 2 of us, me and the captain. We are changing. We are becoming something else. If it returns, it will not come alone." She collapsed shortly after. Her body never aged. She simply shut down. Captain Ward was last seen sitting silently in his room, staring at his reflection. He said only one sentence, "It's listening." That night, he disappeared. Security cameras showed him walking down the hallway and then vanishing mid-step like a glitch in reality. He was never found. The Orpheus ship has since been sealed in a classified hangar. Its hull still emits faint radio signals no one can decipher. Dr. Marlowe's notebook remains the only physical clue. Of 23 crew members, 21 died from time reversion. Marlowe died from unknown causes. Captain Ward vanished, and the orb, the structure beneath the ice, was never seen again. Some believe it retreated. Some believe it's still watching. Some believe it left a door open, and somewhere, deep beneath the Arctic, a low-frequency hum can still be heard on certain nights. A pulse, a call, a reminder. The Orpheus did not return alone.